Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I am Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of The Circumference of the World by Lavi Tadar. This is a sci-fi book coming out September 5th, 2023, so shortly, from Tachyon Books. I received this arc from NetGalley in exchange for a fair review. So, a rather confounding but fascinating ode to classic sci-fi. The Circumference of the World is a lyrical blend of homage and invention. So what is it about? Delia Welechtabit, apologies, discovered two things during her childhood on a South Pacific island: her love for mathematics and a novel that isn't supposed to exist. The elusive book proves unexpectedly dangerous. When Delia's husband Levi goes missing, she seeks help from Daniel Chase, a young, face-blind book dealer. Lodestars was written by the infamous Eugene Charles Hartley, legendary pulp science fiction writer and founder of the Church of the All-Seeing Eyes. In Hartley's novel, a doppelganger of Delia searches for her missing father in a strange star system with 3 black holes. Oscar Lenz, a Russian mobster in the midst of an existential crisis, is determined to find a copy of Lodestars. Oscar believes that the novel provides protection from unseen aliens, and that reality is only an unreliable memory that is billions of years old. But is any of Lodestars real? Was Hartley a cynical conman on a quest for wealth and immortality, creating a religion he did not believe in? Or was he a visionary who truly discovered the secrets of the universe? As someone who reads and reviews, as you probably know, a lot of classic sci-fi, that aspect of this story was a pleasant surprise to me because the blurb that is on NetGalley is a lot shorter than the blurb that was on Goodreads. So when I went to prepare this review and got the blurb ready, I was like, oh, I didn't realize any of this going in. So anyway, that was a pleasant surprise for me. I was not expecting a chunk of it to be a story written as a classic sci-fi that rang closest in style to Samuel Delany, if I had to pick someone, and B, a fictional communication between real classic sci-fi writers. That stuff I was not really prepared for, but that was fun. Now, I do wonder how much people who aren't acquainted with those writers or with the genre of classic sci-fi would get out of these aspects of the story. And to be honest, despite having read books by pretty much all of the authors mentioned and really enjoying classic sci-fi, I wasn't super into those two parts of the story. Now, this could be because the things I enjoy about classic sci-fi are hard to replicate when you're doing kind of an homage. I had the same problem when I read XX because there's a huge part of that book that is supposed to be like a classic sci-fi. But the things that I like about classic sci-fi are like the lack of science, the social norms, the weirdness, the stuff that we don't include now because we know more, right? There is a hilarious jab in the book, though, at classic sci-fi that had me laughing. Now, this is an arc, so the line may be changed or be removed from the final. So this is one of those parts where he has a fictionalized account of two authors talking to one another. And so he's talking about the story that the one author wrote. What your story lacks is a hero, an Earthman who could think logically and scientifically of the issues you raise. This made me laugh so hard because it's longer, but yeah, if you watch my classic sci-fi bingo, I think you'll totally understand kind of why I laughed at this part. So the classic sci-fi aspect aside, moving into the kind of real part of the book, if you could say that, these segments, as each point of view is told in a chunk, did feel kind of cohesive to me, as right when I was getting into a person's story, it moved to someone else's point of view. So I was like, oh, okay. I also wasn't entirely sure what the point was in terms of the various tangents. Or given a sci-fi writer who supposedly created religion, like, was that a bit of a dig at Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard? I'm not sure. As well as a very lofty concept of the world being a construct that has something to do with black holes. As I understand it, the idea was something akin to our existence being a memory, the last fleeting essence of humanity as we're pulled into a black hole because the star that we're part of has already died. Like, you know, the idea that if you're looking up at the stars, most of them are already dead stars. Like, are we already one of those dead stars? Like, I think it's playing with that kind of idea. It's possible I misinterpreted what I read, though, as it was rather complex, and it wasn't so much explained as kind of extrapolated on as kind of like a mystery. So I might be missing the point entirely. That's fine. Either way, anyone who enjoys classic sci-fi, like Fletcher Pratt and Sprague de Camp and all those people, would likely really enjoy those aspects of this because that is a huge part of this. And everyone else who kind of prefers a cerebral sci-fi might really find this fascinating. I did enjoy it. Tadar has the ability to jam-pack so much into a short story that there's a lot to talk about. But it just didn't like blow me away. I really liked Neome a lot better, which I reviewed, I think, late last year. Anyway, I really do appreciate the arc from the publishers, though. It is an interesting book, but it does feel kind of aimed towards a specific type of sci-fi reader. So just wanted to kind of make people aware of that, as I don't think that's a critique. It's just a comment. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you folks enjoyed that.